Hello everybody. So I'm doing a walk in the morning, and I am going to show you guys how to use a retractable. So I have retractable leashes here, as you can see. So I'm going to be walking with them, and I'm going to show you guys how to use it. And so I just gotta let you know that David is Griffin, who's quite dangerous before, and William is about kind of a unhappy dog. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go grab so we've got everybody here. There's William, there's Lincoln, hello Lincoln, and then there's David, and then so we have a little bit of light, so we're just gonna walk forward here. William, stop please. Thank you. So all right, so what we have here is William starting a circle because of his dysfunction. Right, so William has a dysfunction, higher anxiety, he's unable to process what's going on. Okay, David, stop please. Right, so we're just gonna stop. Okay, go David. Okay, William. So what I'm gonna do is as you see, I have them tangled up right now. So I'm gonna untangle them, and then I'm just gonna use the aspect of placement with their lead, right, with two hands. David is 200 pounds, William is 105 pounds. So I'm gonna use that, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put William ahead towards me. William, come please. Right, William's very resistant, so I'm just using one finger to pull ahead, 105 pounds. William, thank you. Now we have it. So now they're untangled. Okay, go straight, please. Go forward. So I'm going to use their names. Lincoln, go. William, go. You're not. Go, William. Go, Lincoln. So they didn't listen, right? Because it's kind of odd for me to be talking to them. So I'm going to control William. William, slow down, please. And there's David still having. You're okay, David. So there's David still having lateral movement with the lead while I'm keeping William stopped, right? So there he is. I'm using two hands. William, no. See, that's his anxiety coming in when he's trying to circle on me. No, William, go. So he's getting like that on purpose. So I'm just gonna go up and around him. Sorry, it's a little bit cold right now, as you can tell. I'm wearing for those of you who missed it, I'm wearing my toque and everything. It's like 4:30 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning. And then there's one link. See, so you see William's trying to pull ahead. So I'm just gonna pull him back a little bit. No, and then there's a prey drive that went just now with the two ducks that flew out of the thing. They sleep right here, so they know them. You can see that. So what's it standing for? The behavior, right? So again, two fingers controlling the lead, right? It's a little bit hard just because it's a bit chilly right now. I have quite a bit better proficiency when my hands are warm. So you can see that William is still standing there. I have two retractables using it. William is 105 pounds. David is 200 pounds. There is David there. Just a little bit on the thumb. David, no. William still has a lateral movement to move, so the rest of the body does not bother William. This is a mechanically superior device to use. Anyone who says you can't use a retractable is just inefficient. So that part, there you go. I just put them back with my thumb. Now they're going to tangle up a bit, right? So what's going to happen? I'm going to actually bump over William. There. Go, William. Thank you. Go straight, please. And that's it. So there we have it. We have displacement here. They're both on each side of the road. They can do whatever they want. William, slow down, please. I can see William about to... So he's trying to pull back behind me again. So William was going to cross in front of David, which would have crossed the line for me. So, right, cross the lines on the retractable. So I'm just going to slow him down that way. See how far we've walked already? Pretty good distance here. It's hard to tell what speed. I hope I'm not talking too loud. I always get super excited. That's why I'm so direct. So we can see that motion there, right? We can see that now we have two fingers right here, and they're both pulling really hard. You see David on that? No. And then I'm still able to let William have some flexibility. So you see David just yanking, and I'm just holding David here. No, David. Thank you. William, slow down. Now they're pulling hard again. And that's it. I'm just using two fingers. One for David, one for William. Slow down. You can see the behavior. Now, look at that. Now they're pulling a bit. Now they're circling backwards. So now I'm controlling them. I'm pulling on both sides. I will bump over into William. I'll just stop William here. Stop, William. Stop, William. I'm just going to bump William over back again into the right position. I have not let go of the cell phone. And now you can see that they're looking into something. Same with William. See, now he's pulling hard again. No. So I'm just going to pull back about 305 pounds with one hand. It's not showing off. It's just understanding how to use your physics as well. So you can see that when David gets to be errant, when they both start looking at things out there, I will pick who needs to be corrected at once because I'm subroutining my thought process with my thumb. And I have to pay attention to him, William, Lincoln. See that behavior? And I'm still able to have lateral movement with William. So William's speeding up. David, slow down. Stop. Right? And I get to release it. Nothing else has to happen. Okay, go straight, please. Go straight, please, so I can hold William back. I hold David back. And William's circling around. No, William. Okay, go, William. Hi, David. David yawns. Cognitive dissipation. This is an actual conscious behavior. See that, William? Pulling up on the lead, and we're still hanging out with just a retractable. See, it's really something that's quite simple to use if you practice, and you don't think it's so complicated. You just have to practice. Right, so we can see William, and so I can hold William back. And I still have the thumb, so that means David still has the ability. Wait, slow down, David, please. And every time I do a correction, I'm going to make a statement when I make that correction so that the dog that is getting pulled back knows it's them being touched. So that way they don't get confused by the silly clicker noises that come from the thing that sound like clicker training. So I don't deprogram the dog. I teach him to be intelligent. So here again, I'm controlling the speed. By controlling William's speed, keeps his anxiety down. David follows suit, as it does. Stop, please. Stop, please. And that's it. Just have to hold that while we wait for Lincoln to smell the roses. And you can see them again. I can do whatever I want. The lead is always a constant speed. A constant distance, a constant tension, even though it's decreasing over extension of length. It's always the same. It does not matter. Look at that. So if I have a leash, if I have an actual leash like that, watch, I'll just show you guys. See, if I have an actual leash, if I move around, it's all over the floor. Oh my gosh, I'm going to get it all dirty, blah, blah, blah. Dog's going to step all over it. Go ahead. Go straight, please. William, go. Go, William. Go, William. See, he's trying to think of what the word means. Go, William, because I'm not using a regular tone. Go, William. So he's not going to go. It's not going to be a big deal. David, go. Go, David. Good boy. See that cogency? Once he made that, I could see where he made that connection when I asked him contextually what it is. And we're just going to slow him down a bit. See how David's still speeding up? And then the minute I slowed William down, David slowed down. So William's trying to cross over. David's pulling up here. He's at the extension of the lead, so the physics on this is even much more power. And then there's David trying to egg on to William. See, so we're going to slow them right down. I'm going to slow them down because they did that on purpose. So it's interpreting all the stuff that they did back here from the walk through. See, David was trying to pull through as I turned behind. I didn't have to do anything, and he stops immediately because I release the lead line immediately. There's no tension. Go straight, please. Thank you. So then, thank you, William. Thank you, David. So now we have a separation where they're both on each side of the road. And I'm going to slow William down because William's on the roadside. So that's all I'm going to do. Just slow him down. There's Lincoln hanging out there. See that? David has 26 feet. William has 26 feet, but he's abusing it, so I'm slowing him down every time. So I'm going to walk him back just because I got to get back home. I've been up since like 4 o'clock. I fell asleep. Lincoln, let's go. I got to go to work. So I got to get on the computer. Lincoln, let's go, please. Let's go. Okay, hang on a second. I'm just going to switch it out here. Lincoln, bye. Lincoln. Come on, Lincoln. So Lincoln's coming along. As you can see him trotting behind me on that side. This is my Waterton, BC hat. Waterton, BC. So, yeah, it's kind of cool. I don't know why I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why I'm going to turn off this thing. Maybe it'll help. I'm going to turn off the glare. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, so I'm going to try to walk backwards here without David walking behind me on purpose. See, the lead line is still the same, right? The tension is always the same. William, there's so much movement, so much diversity in the movement that happens. And then it just takes time to practice. All right, okay. So, I don't know what I was going to say. Oh, you know what? I have a friend of mine who is a very talented individual, very intelligent guy. And he was telling me about some sports trading cards that he has. He's pretty funny because he's got like Mickey Mantle's one of his jerseys. His thing is supposed to be, I guess, valued over $100 million. Anyways, he's giving me some advice, right? And it was kind of cool because I went and bought a trading card, and it cost me $1,200 US. And I went, and same day I just thought, okay, well, I don't know, I've never bought trading cards, and this guy's telling me, and maybe maybe some rich guy is just fucking with me. And I went, okay, I bought it. And then I checked out on the retail side of the market, and it was $3,000. And I went, holy cow, that was like $1,200 when you told me, and it's retailing for $3,000. He goes, I told you. And I was like, okay. So he said, what did I do? I said, what did I do? How long should I hold it for? And he said, well, a long hold is like 5 to 7 years. And I said, all right, well, what would it be worth in about that amount? And he goes, maybe $500,000. I was like, what? So yeah, so I've got the card. It's on its way. It's paid for, and I bought two other cards that he told me about. That Ken Griffey Jr. one. So it's going to be in the pack and everything like that. So I'm really looking forward to that in a couple years, being able to retire. All right. So getting back to the pups here, I'm going to go put this back. As you can tell, I'm still on the retractable. And I'm not sure why it's so, sorry guys. Okay, there it is, okay. So David out please, right? So David said, look at William's share still. And Lincoln out please. Okay, the problem why is it's so dark, so it can't focus. Okay, go left. David, go left. Thank you, good boy. Good boy, Lincoln. Good boy, William. All right, so David's trying to cross over. So if you see the concept of what I said, no, David, go to the right. Go to the right, please. Right, okay. So I'm just going to pull him up that way, because what's happening is William's on the other side of the lead. Thank you, William. Okay, David, stop, please. Okay, so, yeah, all right, it's not that great. Okay, so if you saw when I just said that to David, I said, the L-E-F-T direction, the directional word, and then he went in that direction. Now, people have said, oh, well, he's not going that direction because you're facing the other direction. And it's the direction that is relative to how the dog perceives. Right? So, just like us. I mean, what direction am I facing? If I'm facing, this way, that's going to be my left. It's always going to be my left no matter what. So, the concept is understanding what your dog is, understanding their ego-driven position in the physical aspect of this environment. What side are they facing? Well, if they're facing a different direction, then that means that's left to them or right to them. Oh, darn. To them is relative to them, just like it is to us. If we're walking down a path to go get something because someone told us to, go down to the tree and then left. Okay, well, then we're going to go down to the tree, keep walking, go, okay, left which way? Where's it relative to? All right, let me put William here. He's getting hyper. So he sped up a bit, and once I said his name, he slowed down because he needed the attention. You see the crossing of each other? Right? Because David's not nervous. Hi, silly boy. See, I said his name in timing. All those things that happen back there are done with that timing and rhythm, but you have to pay a lot of attention to what they're doing, otherwise you're going to miss it. So they see a car coming up here. That's always a bothersome. Oh, it's my roommate guy, who I guess he rents downstairs. He works nights. So there's William, who's a bit concerned. So even at that point, it allows William to have movement while David is over here exploring. Just have to practice a lot and make sure you don't let it run out to the end of the line. Okay, stop, please. Thank you, William. Okay, let me just put that here. So another thing that you'll see a lot of times is that these guys don't pee as much. They don't pee almost at all when we stop. When we're walking around, they don't pee almost, unless they're nervous or scared or concerned about what's going on outside. If they're concerned about it, right? So I'm watching David while William's right here. If they're peeing a lot, it's because they're nervous, and the nervousness has to come from another, smaller structures of behavior. Okay, let's go straight, please. So it's going to have to come from another structure of behavior that's causing them an issue, and that issue is always going to be fidgeting and uncomfortable behavior with their body because they're aware of it. Just like a child has to go pee. Sorry, like a child has to go pee. See this part here? Watch them. Look where they are. They're purposely missing the gravel. So let me just switch this out here. They are on leads, and they purposely miss this gravel patch. So David's coming here now because he's concerned about what's going on. But as we're casually walking, they're all missing the gravel. Go William, go Lincoln. So they are Lincoln. So David's circled around me now. You see that? So I just hold David back. That's it. I'm gonna pull him back with my hip. Sorry, I'm gonna pull him back with my hip, and then he knows not to do that because he's not getting yanked around. And then William comes over and goes, "Why are you stopping?" So then there's David looking around. William's trying to pull up. William, slow down. Go, David. Hello, William. William, stop, please. Thank you, William. So I'll stop William if I see them trying to cross. I'll stop William as well, because then he's going to cross up. So when I stop him, I'm just going to spend some time with him so he doesn't think he's in trouble. Thank you, William. Go, silly boy. William, go. Go, William. Thank you, William. Okay. Oh, William, wrong way. William, stop, please. Stop, please, William. So and then again, I'm going to hold him through here. I'm going to hold him through here. As you can see, that the other finger is off. You're okay, silly boy. So now they think something's wrong. Hello, Lincoln. So then I change up the tone. Hello, silly boy. Hello, Mr. David. Okay. David, go. Go, David. Thank you, David. Go, William. So I'm going to try to force William out, but it's not going to happen. Wait, William. Lincoln, wait, please. Oh, Lincoln. It's so hard to focus on you. Okay, so we're going to go back. David, come on. Come on, David. Good boy. Hello, William. So, David, on this. Okay. So I'm just purposely cut in front of them like that on purpose. Also, it prevents, it allows David to learn a bit more independence as well when he's not being so close to another dog like William to feed off. Go right, please. Thank you, David. So David went right only because he knows this is the direction, and that's a regular tone of voice and language. One day, David jumped up on that, like he just like walked up on it. I had to pay some bills. Lincoln, let's go, silly boy. So then here we go, and then I'm going to walk him back home. William, not this way. So they can smell the new scent coming in. Wait, David. So then what's William doing is William's starting to look around, and as William's looking around, David starts to look around, and Lincoln automatically stays behind. He automatically stays behind as guard, and covering other spots and everything for smell. Come on, David. Hi, silly boy. Wait, stop. No, see. So then we see them starting to jump around. David, Lincoln, come please. Right. So I'm still controlling him. Lincoln, come. And William wants to jump around. Sorry. It's hard to do everything with one hand, and my fingers are freezing up. William, stop, please. So I'm just going to stop him. We're going to go inside. I'm going to stop. William. All right, stop, please. Okay, go, William. Yes, William. Yes, William. I would normally give him a hug, but I'm holding this silly flashlight. Wait, David. Thank you, David. William. There you go. Okay, go. Hi, silly. Oh, William. David. Hi, David. Okay. So, Lincoln, let's go, silly. So Lincoln wants the affection. Hello, Mr. Lincoln. Hello, silly boy. Yeah. So we're just watching where all the positions are, right? Where they're facing, what they're doing. We're always keeping track. So there's 4 of us. So then I automatically go into a square position. I will automatically go into a square position when they're standing or we're walking. So then I maintain the geometry that allows them to understand, because it's very easy for a dog. Okay, so here's another thing about behaviorism. Right, here's the thing about behaviorism that people don't seem, not that the scientists don't seem to understand. There's 3 of us, as you saw there just now, or you else go play the tape, and you'll see that they're all 3 of them are in a triangle. So what I did is I purposely put myself in a position so that I became a 4th angle, a rectangle or a square, or whatever it is. I became that for them so that they cognitively were completed, because then I actually do exactly what a field of vision does, is watching all 4 corners. So behaviorism wise, they don't understand that, the academics. So you see how they are, they're right there in the formation. They're again in a threesome, right? You see how they're triangulating, and they're actually trying to stay into a square, and they couldn't do it. So they were looking over at me just now, and as I came back over, then they went, okay, cool, he's joining our group, but the square is already broken. See, so they're always going to a triangle because they're used to me being the 4th angle. That's behaviorism. See that? See that? There they are again. There's that. And there's William. If you look at the triangle, there it is. So they're looking for a fourth corner. And if they don't get it, then they start to wander around, because then they go, okay, we're not in danger. So if I come up and do the fourth corner and totally soak my feet, by understanding the mathematics, there's David. David! David! No! Come, please. David, come! Okay, I'm gonna have to go get David. Okay. I'm gonna have to go grab him here. Sake. I'm just gonna run to the neighbor's yard. Lincoln! Stay, Lincoln. Hi, silly boy. Hi, silly boy. You're okay. Hello, silly boy. So he just ran away, as you saw. So I'm gonna put the lead back on him. And David ran away, so he knew he was in trouble. And of course I'm upset, but I'm not gonna be upset. So I'm gonna give him a hug, because there's an emotional process that went on just now. Hi, silly boy. If I got upset with him, then I'm not gonna be able to get him to come back to me. And he just stepped in some heavy mud. You're okay, now he's panicking. So he just stepped into the mud just now. And he's panicking. Wait, David. Wait, David. See, he's trying to not panic. He's literally trying to keep himself from freaking out. See his paw positions and all that stuff? It's all splayed out. His front right paw is further ahead than his other paw. So not only he keeps that right paw in behind him because he's afraid. There's a person. Oh, crap. See, David? Go, David. All right. All right. Stop, David. Now I have to go find the headlights and all that stuff. Move, David. So then the reason why David did that is not to be a bad dog, so to speak. He did it because I gotta find the other thing here. He did it because he wanted attention. He wanted to do something, and normally I'd be walking around playing with him, and because I wasn't, he went off and did something which is what gets him in trouble, puts him into an anxiety position where he's feeling something that helps him feel satiated when it comes to emotional process. He wasn't getting the attention that he normally gets in this field, which is a purely atypical environment. So he doesn't get it. Everyone else is getting attention, or no one's getting attention, and then he goes, okay, I have to find attention. So it's not a huge deal. It's just one of those things where when he started and running away and then ran away, I had to go get him, came back, and he came back because he was in unfamiliar territory, which is over on the neighbor's yard, and that made him scared. So then he came back looking for me. So that was very fortunate. But yeah, it gets into regards to like the triangulation and how the dogs are standing position wise, and by making a four corner point, because there's 3 dogs and plus me, by making a 4 corner point, then it allows them to feel complete. Then that entire comprehension of their field of vision, as in 4 corners of the screen, they're able to now say, okay, great, it's been completed, in the sense that we can do it. Because innately everyone knows 2 or 3 people are not enough if you're looking for a dangerous looking for danger coming after you. I just have to find my retractables. My other one there, I had to throw it away while I was running after Mr. David. There it is. Thank you, Mr. David. And then David just packed it back. Okay. So that's all right. David, stop, please. David. So I'm just going to work him with that retractable again like I did before. David, stop, please. And if you watch the earlier part here of my live, you'll see me walking with both of them with a retractable, right? David is, William's 105 and David is 200 pounds. William's 30 inches at the withers. David is 38 inches at the withers. And then they're both dangerous dogs. So there's always dynamics that are happening. You can see that part where David pulls through and he's in trouble, right? So we're going to go back. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to release David out of here. Stop, please. And the reason why I'm going to release him is I'm not going to make the entire environment difficult from Hi Silly Boy. He just says, yes, David. So he knows he thinks he's in trouble. Okay, so I'm going to give him a little bit of reset, which is what he's been wanting the whole time. Hi, Silly Boy. And you can tell he's got such a big head. Oops. He has such a big head. Hi, silly boy. See how big his eye is? It's bigger than mine. Hello, silly boy. And he's looking for danger, so I look over there and he stops looking. It's a codependent. You're okay, silly boy. And then he's uncomfortable. Hi, silly boy. Hi, silly boy. And then the rest of them are waiting. And look at where. William, come here, please. Give me a hug. Okay, let's go. So David's off again. Hi, silly boy. You're okay. So I'm going to look around. Because William has a much more skittish type of behavior, has an inability to process a bit more slower cogency structures. The motives are really sharp for him. That's why he's very hyper, almost ADHD as in human beings. So then that emotional spikes are very sharp in his ability to process, because of the ability for him to kind of round out those edges of those circumstantial behaviors. Hi, silly boy. Doesn't exist. Okay, let's go home, please. So I use that tone. I always use a higher tone. David, William, not funny. David, come here. David, come here. Give me a hug. Give me a hug. David, yeah, I gotta put this down. David, so we see that behavior. Come. Right, so we see them. David, come please. Right, he thinks he's in trouble. David, 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 come please. Come please. Right, so it's not an urgency. We're doing the other. Right, William, stop. David, come please. William. Lincoln. We'll go in. So if they're going to go in, then I'm just going to walk them in, and then I'll really set in a different area. So now I'm circumstantially changing my environment. Perspective, everything changes for our dogs when we change positions. If we move half an inch, there's a reason why we move half an inch. We're uncomfortable. Why are we uncomfortable? Maybe perhaps we're nervous for a job interview. Go in, please. Go in, please. Thank you. William, come. David, yeah. Lincoln, come, please. Thank you, silly boy. Move, Lincoln. So, everything is circumstantial on how you work with your dogs. You have to pay attention, but you gotta act like a freaking ninja. And then the more you think about it, the smarter you get. So, and it's true. The more you think about different concepts and how to process things and different angles, then you start thinking more. As I said before, both my brothers have IQs over 160, and I'm supposed to, well, I'm supposed to be close to 200, but that's only because of how I think of things. If you ask me other aspects of like just math, I don't understand it anymore. All these things that happen with dogs, they're the best thing in the world is, you see, I'm just using love with them. And by using love, they feel safe and protected. Then you're cool. If you ask someone to do a job for you, like your management, or you ask a friend, can you do this for me? And they do it. See, there's William right here. And these tail behavior as well. I can happy tail is a psychological issue that's easy to address. A dog like David would have had happy tail, and it would have been shredded a long time ago, because the cognitive process, just like it is with William, cannot control themselves because they're not able to process those sharp edges of the emotions, so they start becoming exuberant in behavior. It's an embellishment and over exaggeration because they don't know how to process how they feel, so then they start panicking, and that's a controlled panic by manifesting through the physical exhaustion by the tail. So there's always an exhaustion for a psychological process. When it comes to the cogency structures, everything is there on there. If you look at it at a template, watch this video. I just came back from walking two dogs, 105 and 200 pounds, both dangerous dogs, and David extremely dangerous, predatorial, on retractables with one hand. And I show it the whole time by being able to show the distance and the movement and the freedom to move around on both dogs, giving them independence and confidence to be, okay, we can wander around an X amount of distance as prescribed by the leash, which is 26 feet, then we have a perimeter. So then they always go to the end of it without trying to pull and break the lead, because they're used to it, right? They have the independence because one dog's being always controlled by themselves. They're not being like, oh, okay, I have to go grab the other dog and then I got to pull the leash over and blah, blah, blah. That doesn't happen. They actually have the ability to have fun. I might lose this because it's going to die out. I've got like 3% battery. So yeah, so we have the leash part. We We have triangulation and quadrant aspects of behavior. It's not quadrant like the stupid Skinner, right? That guy's very circular. He talks, he writes very horribly circular if you read what it says out of his words, beyond freedom and dignity, or beyond dignity and freedom, whatever. That's a guy. I'm talking about an aspect of geometrics, right? So that the dogs understand from a triangulation of pack mentality, in that sense of that group of, okay, how do we keep all eyes on all four corners, because of the way dogs and humans and all endothermic life pretty well processes their field of vision, right? They've got to be able to see what the image is. There's a rhetorical aspect of it and a redundancy aspect, okay? So the brain's always going to subroutine. What do I need to leave? So there's that part here. So we see that. It's a dynamic. You're okay. Now, David, you're okay. So you saw how he fell down? It's just a manifestation of behavior here. My battery's almost dying, and if that happens, I won't be able to upload this. I'll continue later on today about this, or I'll just forget about it and talk about something else. So David hitting silent, so he's getting anxious. Lincoln, stop. Right, so that behavior. But if I take off my jacket, right? So this is psychosomatic behavior. So you see that I'm taking off my jacket, right? So you think, okay, so now I've taken my arm off, and see that? Cogency. Right? And then I put my jacket back on, and that cogency structure is established in the healthy codependency between him and I now. In the beginning, he's trying to attack and kill me, literally, as everyone knows. He's bitten 16 people. Nobody in North America, no big dog rescue, no master dog trainer, no PhD would take him. No one would. I was like, oh, he's easy. So this behavior, see, like that, he understands cogency. There's structures of experiences, complexities of experiences that we compartmentalize to little tiny snowflakes, and what happens is they all fall into kind of place, right, as they go through the tendrils of the neurons and all that, the neural network, right? Because they say the electricity in the brain is what can always survive because of that processes that go on, and that's the sum of all our parts, the ghost in the machine, so to speak. So with David, the cogency is always there. The application of respect and discussion is always there. So then the dogs understand, okay, whatever. So he saw Spidey. Hi, David. Hi, silly boy. Hi, Dave. Hi, William. So then I just make all I do is I make the acknowledgement for him every once in a while. Just like you tell a child who has crayons in the bedroom, what are you doing, honey? What are you doing? You want to check and make sure what's going on at all times. And if you can, then you're golden. Hi, David. Mickey, come on out. Hi, silly boy. So Mickey's going to come on. Sammy, you want to go? Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set, okay, Sam's not coming out. I got to get the battery on my phone dealt with, and then I can probably continue talking a little bit, and then I don't have to do whatchamacallit today. So sorry if you guys are seeing this darkness here going on. So I'm talking about cogency structures, right? And the way that a dog is able to think in compartmentalization is more complex than it is from a singular structure of behavior. A dog is not just, oh good, the battery's on. I got literally 1%, so I'm actually probably going to end up dying, and this might shoot out. It would be really bad. Now I look like the mad, crazy person that everyone tries to think I am. Just kidding. All right, that's not happening. All right. So, like I said, if you came in to watch what was happening, you'll have seen. Sorry, I'll just stop walking. Probably driving everyone nuts here. You'll see the cogency structures occurring in how the dogs are thinking, processing what's important to them, and that is safety. And they're looking around, they're walking around, and if they don't get that feeling that they're safe, then they become upset, and they become panicked, and they start looking for ways to get expressions of contentment from the energy that they're feeling inside of them, that anxiety, that threat, that something might be wrong. So then, by talking to them and letting the dogs know that they're safe, that there's nothing, that they don't have to worry. See, now they're anxious, right? That this behavior looks like it's anxious behavior, but in reality, they're just not able to comprehend being by themselves. Because they're used to the codependent behavior, the dependencies. Hi, William. And he does that because David came by, as you saw. So as David ran by, William became much more alert and cognitively went, how do I maintain the relationship? Intimacy, right here. See, David's right here again. David is wandering around. William gets more frantic, and then Mickey starts to come around. So Minky tries to see, and then there's William and David. So now that's the same part that David does before he starts playing with toys. That's something as well, is if you see your dog grabbing a favorite toy and they're sitting on the couch or on their bed with it, and they're just kind of watching it, it's because they're trying to give you that sign, nonverbal fluency, that I'm actually alone. I would love to engage with you, my human, but I don't know if you're understanding what I'm doing. So when they have it, see, there's Mickey, hi silly boy, and Mickey's very dangerous because Mickey could bite me at any time. And everyone who's seen his video, worst dog out of over 20,000 dogs. So my hand's here, so if he bites me, right? There's growling now. And then William walks, hi William, Mickey. And then Mickey, what does he do? He just comes to my hand, that's it. That's safety. If I pull it away, he comes towards me, see that? That's understanding conscious structures of behavior. It's not treat training. If you try to treat train, then you create a compromised aspect for dysfunction. If you treat train, the dog is no longer motivated to do anything. Truly, you think, oh, the dog is motivated because it's food. No, because the canine species fights to the death. See that the physical behaviors that Mickey is doing. Hi, silly boy. And if I pull away, then someone else comes in, and they're patient because they know that I'm going to help supervise and keep them safe. And that if there's any issues, like fights, as you've seen in the other videos, it's very quick to break it up. It's very quick to calm them down, relatively speaking. And within seconds, sometimes they're just walking around each other with no issues. Hi, Minky. Hi, David. So what's happened here is David's just standing there watching, but Minky's now misinterpreted what's going on. See, Minky's misinterpreted, his hackles are up, and David was just waiting for a hug. That's all it is. So what happened is, there's a misinterpretation from Minky's side. See how Minky's starting to stalk David now? He's focused right on David, and David's hiding behind me. Right, so you look at it, oh my gosh, a big dog is afraid. Right, there he is, he's afraid of Minky. And it's because the smaller dogs are faster and vicious, so that means that the pain is sharper and more frequent. So when I talk to somebody about their dog, I say, how many times has your dog bitten? Okay, blah, blah, blah. And when they have bitten, and Minky's now trying to get some, see this, the dynamic here? They're almost right behind each other. So, see, and there comes Minky. Hi, silly boy. Hi, William. So you see this behavior. So now there's David over here. Right. Oh, sorry, guys. David's over here. So now what's happening is, let me just see if I can do it. You're okay. So what ends up happening is they start circling each other. The misinterpretation is one of them wants the attention and the other ones don't. They just want to get my attention. I mean, and then the other ones don't want to. I'm covered in fur, of course. So let me just see if I can do this. You see this behavior here. Right. So I'm gonna hopefully get the sound out better here. Let me just put this away. Hi, Mickey. Right. So you see the anxiety happen? Same with the pulling now, because David thinks there's an engagement. David thinks that there's an engagement going on, and there's Mickey right here, and Mickey's trying to engage here. So what David's doing is actually putting enough pressure to put bruising on my wrist right now, and Mickey's right here. So I have to hold David still. Right? So he, like I say, he's 200 pounds. So I'm gonna, Lincoln, stop please. Lincoln, stop. Conversationally speaking, because the dogs understand context, Mickey is sneezing because it's a higher cognitive structure of discomfort emotively, and he doesn't know how to process. So psychosomatically, you'll see dogs sneeze, then they'll go to yawn, right? They'll do the blink, they'll do the swallowing. These are all cognitive dissipations of emotive structures in their head. And if you understand the personality of the dog, you understand why they're blinking, why they're sneezing, because it's then rooted more in more of a specific individual personality. So there we go, we let him go, and then I'm gonna put him back for that. That's it. So I'm controlling 200 pounds. I've done this before, obviously. So he's still pulling forward just now, but I'm holding it, so I'm pretending physical aspect. See that? Physical aspect, I'm pretending that I'm holding him up. I am, because it becomes psychological now. Codependent behavior, affection, love, that kind of stuff that happens with every beast, right? How can a woman love a crazy, angry, evil man who kills people? There's the beast in there that you can tame. There's a predator that goes on. And when that predator understands that they have a friend or a bond with someone, then they know what to do, right? So he's pushing down, he's nipping hard. So if I, hang on a second, let's see. So he's picking there, Minky's at the back, he's picking David, stop. Thank you. So if I give him a hug, I'll show you. So I'm gonna give him a hug. So I'm just going to move him over. He's 200 pounds, like I said, so I have to be careful I don't throw out my back. See his paw position? So I'm going to come back here. Okay, see his paw positions? Physical gait structure, see its perfection is that? If he's pulled back on his gait and it's splayed, it means that there's a cognitive dissipation relative to his personality and cogency structure. Every dog is individual like a human being, and I'm proving it just by behavior. So if I hold him here, hi David, paw position, see that? Gait structure, he's now more conscious of his behavior, egocentric. This is not stupid stuff. This is an actual root structure of consciousness and the proof of it in existence on all endothermic life, by warm blood biology. Hi, silly boy. So we're just gonna hold him here. I'm gonna hold him here. He's gonna make his paw adjustments by himself. Hi, silly boy. He's gonna start to drop his weight down on me because of the type of codependent behavior that he has. It's a higher codependency, but it's cogently structured. So there is a charisma to his personality, which has been able to allow him, hi silly boy, William's coming by here, hi William, which allows him, see that swallowing? Cognitive structure, sneezing, yawning, hi William, no William. So now I let David know he's okay, hi silly boy. He checks in with him with his head movement very quickly on purpose because he wants to make sure that he feels that, see that? Hi silly boy. And he growled here a little bit because he wanted to play, because William's here as well, hi silly boy. William, no. Thank you, William. I asked William to do something, I complete the loop. Process of thinking, right? Learning, consciousness structures of how dogs process. All biology does so. There's a paw position, an adjustment. If I let go of him, he's going to fall to his left. See that? I see. So, he understands direction, objectification, tone of voice, is sound. So then he understands the concept of thinking. How did he learn where to look when I'm talking? Because I taught him cogency structures, a higher level of emotional intelligence. What happens is when I see a plane go by, you hear thunder and dogs get scared. The reason why is they have no ability to focus on the sound. Of course, the thunder doesn't know where, they don't know where it goes, right? So when a plane goes by, it's going faster than the speed of sound, or I mean slower than the speed of sound, whatever it is, right? So the sound is now not just only being muted throughout the clouds in the sky, but the directional aspects of the dog's ability to velocity target becomes disjointed. The physics don't add up anymore because the sound, the dog is not able to go, oh yeah, that's right, sound delay. Okay, that's why, is that why the sound passes by like that, mommy? That kind of situation. So then there's no relational structure. The dog has not learned what that sound is coming from, why the plane is moving behind the sound. So then, just like thunder, so then I create a directional aspect of it. They'll go, oh, hi silly boy, you're okay, and I track like that, and I keep my voice going contiguous like a sound of tone. Then I create an actual directional structure, causing the dog to cogently put together what my sound is to what the dog is doing, to what the plane is doing. Then the structure goes, okay, even though the plane is behind and I'm following it through, the sound's already over here, I'm following the plane. So then I create a delay. No, I create a cogency for the dog to understand, wait a minute, we put it together, that's right. And then they understand that the delay only comes from the sound, right? And the distance, and the dog starts to understand distancing. They start to understand relativity, so to speak, like not Einstein's aspect of it, but they start to understand the relativity of, oh wait, right, causation. Right, okay, what's Dad looking at? So they understand by hearing the tone, there's an object to what I'm looking at. And then they start to identify every time. If I'm looking up in the sky, there must be something up there, must be a plane or something. So when I'm with them inside the home, they're scared, I just talk to them. Because then they hear the sound, which is thunder or fireworks, they hear that same sound, they go, oh my gosh, and then I'm very, no, David, stop please. And he stopped. Thank you, David. So he's now engaged. He's trying to pull me into engage again. So there's that structure there. So then it causes them to understand that there's a relation to everything. Because what I've done is, by looking at the sound as it goes by, so watch your pause. That's for me. David. See how he's looking at me sideways? Peripheral aspects of deliberate behavior. That's construction. That's constructive behavior. David. Minky is coming. See? Thank you, David. Right? So, David understands relational. Minky, he understands relation. He's able to process the threat to him because he thinks something is going to happen because him and Minky always get into fights. Well, actually, Minky always attacks him. And the other day, David actually grabbed Minky by the head for a little bit because there was misinterpretation. And you see that? How David is now hiding. Minky, stop it! Thank you, David. David almost knocked over the phone here. So I'm just going to put this back here because that's what David wanted, was attention. Right? He was feeling unsure about an environment that he normally doesn't have any issues with. Sorry, I'm trying to get this going. I don't have a proper stand and now dog fur. So there's Minky still circling. There's David here. And David wants to feel protected. David wants to feel protected. This is why he's doing it. He's not dropping his head down. He's purposely, non-verbally, fluency, communicating with me. Oh, wait a minute. I'm concerned. Can you please help me? Because I don't know how to exhibit my feelings. And as I give him more, he becomes more empowered by his behavior. Hi, silly boy. You're okay. So again, right, so we're going to put him that into the hug. Minky's over there. So come please. Front right paw is shaking like crazy. This Cogency because he's aware of his physical body. So he drops his weight down on purpose, so that I will pick him up like he was a puppy again. That kind of protection aspect that we all do when you want a nice hug from somebody when you're having a very bad day. He's going to move his right foot when I make an adjustment. So his body just like that. Another exhaustion, a physiological process. Hi, silly boy. So I'm not doing anything with his weight. And then I'm going to shift. If he doesn't, there he goes. Right foot, dominant dog, right? Right foot. Determination on behavior. Silly boy, you're okay. William, come please. William, come. I'm going to be on William's dangerous side. Everything exposed out here is always dangerous to William. Same on other aspects with silly boy. So I'm putting him up here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, so William's about 105 pounds, so he's a lot lighter, which means I can easily pick him up. Can you stop, David? Stop. So he's looking for attention because William's getting this. So if I give David attention, he's going to get it. So I'm going to, wait, William, please. So, stop. Stop. So he thinks he's in trouble. You see that scattering that happens? He thinks he's in trouble. So he scatters because he lost physical structure on the ground. Thank you, right? David, right? Right, so for David, his behavior is like, okay, I want attention. Hi, Lincoln. Now he's pinching on purpose, so he went to the rest of the skin. So he sees just now, right? And what happens is, when he sees so there's a game that we play. And it's not because of anything else. It's because I'm just working with him organically as it happens. That's to him, not necessarily a game, it's a structure of fluency. Right? So he's perfectly pinching, which means he wants to have the meat behind, and he knows that. So I'm creating direction of threat. I'm creating a completion of consciousness of learning. Creating that aspect is if there's a question, I'm providing the answer and conclusive aspect of behavior so that the dog and humans, children, learn how the process is completed by learning. You don't learn something unless you understand the completion. Otherwise, you don't know if you've finished learning it. It's that simple structure. You talk it on the sliver of behavior, evolutionarily speaking, boom, boom, boom. He's making an adjustment on purpose because he thought, oh, am I on the wrong side? Cogency. Hi, silly boy. And if I go on the other side, I start to see. So I go on the other side. He says, you didn't interpret what I was saying properly. You see that? Come please. Hi, silly boy. Hi, silly boy. We're going to put him up there. Hi, silly boy. Okay, so we're going to turn him over here as well. Right? So he's a bit a heavy dog at 200 pounds. And we hold him here. That's it. And because I'm on the wrong side of him now, I'm going to hold him tighter. And I'm going to put myself into this hug. It's a protection aspect. So the thunder shirt is also another structure that people don't understand. The flinch response, hypersensitivity, interpretation of all the other behaviors. Too many things to think about. That kind of structure. Very easy to help a dog like that, as you see the situation here. Same with the sound. You put an objectification to their fear. Their fear then is understood because we're now identifying it already for them, saying we already got it. Hi, silly boy. So I'm holding his weight up right now. That's why I'm trying to breathe heavier. He's leaning all over here. See how he's lifted up again? He flinches because his weight doesn't want to carry his own weight. Silly boy. So I also have to do a completion of my own tone, finish all of it. And the good thing is, because I'm straining in tone and I'm exhausted, because again, I've been doing this for like whatever from the beginning of this video, walking with both of them on retractable leashes. So you can see that it's nighttime as the light's starting to come up. You see them in the field, David running away, everything is coming in real time. And I'm able to create a familial structure, and that familial structure is always conducive to contextual comprehension, right? Because then there's relevance for the dog to go, oh my gosh, I belong, I want to be part of this, right? You see the group and people always being left out. That structure makes sense. So I prove it all here of the simplicity of behavior in a structure that humanity has never appreciated or understood, because they've come from the top up, as in we're the apex predator, so all the animals are dumb and stupid. Right? In the beginning, Ivan Pavlov, when he published his ridiculous crayon book in 1897 about behavior in dogs, he actually cut holes in the dogs and fed them so that way they will always be hungry. And B.F. Skinner, who does that really honeycruel crayon novel of his, Beyond Freedom and Dignity and all that other silly stuff, quadrant aspect of it, none of this portrays. He also, Skinner, promoted Ivan Pavlov. So ignorance promoted cruelty. And then the rest of the training facility, academia, behaviorism is so blinded because they don't understand what's going on, because they don't work with dangerous dogs. They don't work with dogs like Minky that are extremely skittish. So if you don't have scale, how do you make a conclusion? Nonverbal fluency. How do you make a conclusion of something if you have no ability to actually fully 100% prove it? And science does not, these people are bastardizing the definition of science, because science means novelty. I've got 4, 5 dogs, 7 dogs sometimes, all coming from points of severe abuse, extremely dangerous. No treats or medication. And the reason why is because they're addressing the cogency structures of how the dogs and behaviorism apply in conscious processing. The structures are all learned in a circumstantial aspect, like slivers, evolutionarily structured, boom, 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 then like a snowflake, and all the parts stick together that need to stick together through the familiarity. So then you're going to have a main highway of thought, because all those contextual aspects then become more streamlined, because you're going to have that more worn path of familiarity of emotional environments to process, as the dog's able to rely on that. And then every once in a while I put them out of that kind of thing, out of the most traveled path, I'll put them out of the most traveled path onto the lesser traveled path, so then they have, okay, that strengthens up, and it builds a dog's familiarity, right? The expressions of experiences that they have, and how to circumstantially compartmentalize it into an actual positive part where they're able to self-regulate and then self-soothe and cogently create structures. There goes Minky. In the past, when I've done that, he's turned around and bitten me, and I still keep my hand here. Hi, David. David's looking for that. So as he came by, I purposely said his name. Hi, Lincoln. And Lincoln went towards my position right here, right? Hi, Lincoln. Hi, silly boy. And David just stopped to look at the camera again. Hi, silly boy. So Lincoln has a little bit of sway back here. His back comes down, so often I'll keep my knee up on him. You can't see it, just to keep the weight off, to give him a different feeling. And then it gives him that also kind of a custom hug. Hi, silly boy. So then when I talk, and I talk in a regular tone of voice, there's more vibration in my body as well. So that also allows a more peaceful feeling to be exuded through my physical connection with them at the same time.